So this is the Peace Fountain. It's the counterpoint to the War Memorial on the other side of this wall, War and Peace. So having remembered in the sculpture the service and sacrifice of American forces in the war, the Peace Fountain asks the viewer to reflect on what that meant and what it was for. And it's a direct call to the viewer to redeem that sacrifice, to give meaning to it, to give meaning to their courage and sacrifice by striving for a better, more peaceful world. And so this inscription says, whether our lives and our deaths were for peace and a new hope, or for nothing, we cannot say. It is you who must say this. They say, we leave you our deaths, give them their meaning. We were young, they say, we have died, remember us. This is from a poem titled, The Young Dead Soldiers Do Not Speak, written in the voices of the dead of World War I. And it's that call to the viewer to validate what they did. It's by an American poet and public servant named Archibald Mcleish. Archibald Mcleish was an artillery officer in the U.S. Army in World War I. He saw service in France. His brother Kenneth was a Navy aviator in World War I, shot down and killed over Flanders. And his brother Kenneth is now buried in an American military cemetery in Belgium. Mcleish went on to win 3 Pulitzer Prizes, 2 for poetry and 1 for drama. He was appointed by President Franklin Roosevelt to serve as the Librarian of Congress. When World War II broke out, he organized the research department of the OSS, the Office of Strategic Services. That research division became what is now the Directorate of Intelligence at the Central Intelligence Agency. And Mcleish wrote this poem at the beginning of World War II. With World War II in the forefront of his mind, but obviously with his World War I experience and the sacrifice of his own brother in the back of his mind as he wrote this. So we hope we've transformed this site from a park that happened to have a memorial as one part of it to an integrated park and memorial. A park that you visit and recognize as a World War I memorial, but can also enjoy and experience as a park. We hope that people who are staying in the hotels, who work in the offices, who are touring downtown will come and visit and have their lunch, meet friends, enjoy some quiet time to themselves, and while they're here, experience the memorial. And at the same time, we think the various elements of the park, the Pershing statue and the AEF memorial, the Belvedere with its educational content, the inscriptions with their meaning, and then of course the sculpture and then this Peace Fountain all work together to create an entire memorial that's integrated and harmonized with this park. People have asked us, well, will it bother you when children come and splash around in the water, which we've already seen them do? And my reaction is, no, it won't bother me at all. Because if they're splashing in the water, that means they're here, and that's what's important. And people may come here because it's a park, but we hope that while they're here, they learn something about World War I, learn something about its significance in our history, learn something about the character and the magnitude of the service and sacrifice of American forces in the war, and take that away with them.